Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trimmed in black, weighing 167 3/4 pounds. As a professional, he's captured 4 world titles in 4 different divisions, with 104 professional bouts, 94 victories, 65 KOs, 10 defeats. From Panama City, Panama, damas y caballeros, the 4-time champion of the world, el hombre con los manos de piedra, Roberto Duran. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trimmed in black, captured 3 world titles in his professional career, 39 victories with only 5 defeats, 27 of those 39 victories by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Providence, Rhode Island, the 3-time champion of the world, the Tasmanian Devil, Vinny.
Come here. You guys are giving your instructions at the weigh-in. You understand? You protect yourself at all times. You understand that? Okay. Touch your gloves. Touch your gloves. Necesario touch it.
And the fight has broken out already before the first bell, as the handler's getting into it. Now Kevin Rooney trying to settle down Vinny Pazienza. And that is the kind of heat that is in the ring right now. The bad blood extends beyond the fighters. Duran, who just said moments ago, he comes in the second fight with no fear that Vinny Pazienza can't hurt me. He can't crack an egg. And Vinny Pazienza saying, you know, I'm glad some people thought the decision in that first fight was controversial, because it gives me another chance to beat up a guy I really don't like and get paid well for it. And this is round number 1. Also, Sean, very interesting to note that even though Vinny Pazienza was knocked down for the first time in his career, a big left hand, and Duran looked to be wobbled here in the opening seconds. And Pazienza saying, even though I was caught by Duran, he can't hurt me, and I'm going to go right at him. I'm going to stay in close.
He says he's going to beat him at his own game. Well, that's what got him in trouble in the 5th round in their first fight, trying to beat Robero in his own game. He is a fighter, Vinny Pazienza, who does a great job at waiting for that perfect moment to close the show. He is a fighter who is versatile. He can box when he has to. He can slug when he needs to. Remember him as a lightweight, all he did was slug. Now, when he put on the extra pounds, he's been able to move more. And there he moves. Now, he gets tagged with the right uppercut from Duran. Let's see how Vinny Pazienza changes in this fight from minute to minute. That's what you get when you have a versatile fighter. Duran, these first 3 rounds are extremely important. If Duran is going to control this fight, he must contend with the speed of Vinny Pazienza. He can't go out there looking for the big one punch. Right now, Duran just trying to relax and get into the rhythm of this fight.
Duran, of course, known for the great pressure. He didn't like to beat his opponents. He liked to destroy them. And now he knows how he really has to pick his spots, try to set up the right hand. He's looking for Pazienza to get that left hand down low and crack with the right. Why is Duran still at 43? And you can see how he is slowed down. Why is he in a fight like this?
Because he thinks he can win, number 1. He's angry at Vinny Pazienza, number 2. And more importantly, he's getting paid for this tonight. Where else does a fighter like Roberto Duran go for an encore?
Well, what are the things that Duran at 43? What are the things that he still does well and still makes him dangerous against a speedster like Pazienza?
It is that he is tough, he's strong, he's durable, he can still punch. The last thing that a fighter loses is his power. Vinny Pazienza found that out the 5th round of their other fight.
And inside the final seconds of round number 1, Pazienza and Duran. And there are some parting shots for Vinny Paz, who gets very emotional when he steps in the ring. He says that's what drives him, the emotion. Sometimes it might take him out of a fight, but he says he doesn't want to get into a ring without that kind of emotion.
Yeah,
and he gets a lot of that emotion from Kevin Rooney in the corner.
He loves it.
Bang, bang, 7-2. Bang, bang, 2-1.
And some Vaseline on your hand.
You understand me? Give me some Vaseline, sir.
On your hand.
Want a little sip?
Give it to me.
Give it to him. Put it on his glove.
There's Vinny
That's a good
Pazienza
round, you understand me?
I got him.
doing his own corner work.
Look for hard fives. Hard fives.
Okay.
Everything you're doing is good. Look for hard
The
fives.
7-7-2 that Kevin Rooney is talking about,
Go right back with it
those
again.
are the codes for the
Two is there all day,
executions
all day.
of punches, the variety of punches. That was something that Customato was great at. He assigned punches numbers. And that's what Kevin Rooney has done. Vinny Pazienza, pretty first round for him. A lot of combinations, a lot of movement. Really fired up, Vinny Pazienza.
Very confident Roberto Duran in his corner, conveying to his people, I am going to destroy him. What do you think Duran might have picked up in that first round?
Well, you know, he was mad at everything that Vinny Pazienza did in that first round. And then at the end of the round, how Pazienza taunted him. He is extremely angry, and this is a man in Duran who uses his anger to fight. He fights great under anger. But I am afraid that what he's going to have trouble with all night long is the speed of Vinny Pazienza.
And the antics of Pazienza, and Duran jumps right on him.
Yeah, look at these punches that miss from Roberto.
All over the place is Pazienza. And he is working on Duran now. He'll clown, he'll start sticking his tongue out, try to befuddle Duran, get him out of his rhythm, just like
right
Sugar Ray Leonard did. And there they exchange. Duran, though, happy that Paz is willing to stay in that corner. Figures he'll close in and maybe eventually tag him.
Some good left hooks from Pazienza. Vinny Pazienza doubling up on the left hook. Heavy shots by both fighters. Good right hand from Duran.
Oh, and Duran comes in low.
Yeah, Duran wants to get dirty. He wants to get Pazienza in the trenches in this fight.
Yes.
He wants him to stand and slug.
And funny enough, it was Duran's people who were warning, watch out for Pazienza and his headbutts and his low blows. The likelihood of a headbutt here is very high. With a movement by Pazienza, plus these fighters getting at close range. There you see Pazienza jumping in on Duran.
Jumping in with a left hook. And a left head. Oh, good right hand from Pazienza. Another good right hand from Pazienza. He found a home for that right hand in their first fight. But you heard Duran. He has no power whatsoever.
Duran still looks at Pazienza as the former lightweight contender, the champion.
Duran following around Pazienza and just a hair too slow. Speed factor in this fight is a big factor.
Duran does know that Pazienza carries the gloves low.
Yep.
But he carries them low when he's out of punching range.
Good combination. Pazienza again scores and then moves.
2 rounds down, action heating up. And we will go into the corner of Roberto Duran. Last round he said that after the first round, I will destroy him. Mark Bureau is translating.
You need to move to the left. Keep moving to your left. He's not bothering me whatsoever, Duran says.
puede correr ahora.
He cannot run around anymore. Continue the pressure.
Tira abajo. Le está
Keep
doliendo
moving.
abajo.
Hit him below.
Continúa, pero vivo a pasar. Y la derecha.
Every once in a while, you need to throw your right hand, but continue to apply the pressure to the body. Duran's told him, he's not hurting me.
Presiona tu golpe si no
Continue the pressure, but please keep the pressure on the bottom. Keep going to his belly.
Esteban Garcia giving instructions is so excited he has lost his voice. He's going to have to start giving hand signals soon. Really fired up. He wants to stay on the body and keep the pressure up. Make Pazienza work. Good right hand from Pazienza.
And Duran is right back there. Well, with the Foreman factor reigning on the sport of boxing, Roberto Duran certainly understands what a victory would mean here. Certainly at 43, it becomes more an accepted fact of the boxing game with Foreman's victory. But the door swings open for the winner of this fight. Vinny Pazienza already talking about the possibility of fighting Roy Jones, which would be the money fight Pazienza would be looking for, and the name that Roy Jones would be looking for. I think Roy at ringside perhaps salivating at that possibility. And a win for Duran just keeps it going. Could set up a Duran-Pazienza 3, especially if this one starts to shape into something very interesting. There's talk of possibly Duran against Camacho. And again, it's the names, the personalities. What's missing in the boxing game. That's why these guys are still going strong.
Or Roy Jones. Duran, Roy Jones. The possibilities are numerous for these two.
And O'Grady.
Hey. Oh, Vinny is hurt. Good right hand from Duran. Pazienza walking in with his hands down.
Now, why does Vinny Pazienza, who was decked by Duran for the first time in his career, say that Duran can't hurt me?
Well, it doesn't. Oh, that's why.
Right. Although
speed.
And Duran comes back with a right to the midsection of Pazienza.
Speed is power. And I think out of frustration more than anything, Duran is upset with himself. Good combination from Pazienza, and then the good footwork from Vinny. Scoring the inside and then get on the side of Duran. Duran has always had trouble with lateral moving fighters.
And a big question here tonight is, can Roberto Duran cut off the ring?
Will he cut off the ring?
He doesn't like to chase fighters. He never did, and especially now. But he's trying to make Paz miss and try to take advantage, as he did in the 5th round, knocking Pazienza down in the first fight.
Good couple of jabs downstairs, trying to concentrate on the body now as Pazienza. You know, I see a big midsection on Roberto that Pazienza is trying to hit. Pazienza carrying that left hand low. Moving in, good combination from Roberto. Pazienza works out and spins Roberto into the corner.
You know, the amazing thing is the 3rd round, it's only the first time that these two fighters hit after the bell. Kevin Rooney goes to work on Pazienza.
You're working my brother.
You're not using it enough.
Any cuts, anything?
No cuts, you're all right. There are no cuts.
Okay.
You know, a little more energy.
Headbutting, motherfucker.
No,
Get low, come on.
don't lay on the rope. Put him on a rope. Put him on a rope. Get low, bob and weave. Come on.
Baby, don't hold the rope.
All right, I'm gonna have to warn you. You don't want that. We don't want that. You're making this out of fucking clothes. You got too much speed for this kid. You're not boxing at all. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. Get in there. I want you to hold on to boxing.
Okay,
just keep 7, 8, 7, 8. And get this guy to lead, then come back hard. Every time you throw a right hand or left hook, you come back with a right hand. So go 5-1. 5-1.
Kevin Rooney saying you got too much speed for this guy. Look at this, good combination. Vinny Pazienza hurting Roberto Duran with his speed. There's Duran with a good right uppercut back. Vinny Pazienza again. The speed is just giving Roberto Duran all kinds of fits.
Roberto Duran looks into the eyes of Pazienza. Thinks he's a maniac. Says he fights so stupid, he runs around a lot. Not actually the kind of opponent that Duran likes to fight. Pazienza, two-time world champion. Won the lightweight crown from Greg Haugen in 1987 before losing it to Haugen. Had 3 tries at the junior welterweight class and lost all 3. To Roger Mayweather, Hector Camacho, and Loretta Garza, in which Pazienza really had his difficulties making the weight, and that last fight was cut terribly, and many people thought that was the end of his career. Little guy with very little power who cut. But then he came back, built himself up, and won the junior middleweight crown from Gilbert Delay in October of '91, stopping Delay in the 12th round. And shortly after that is when Pazienza was involved in the automobile accident. He would come back 13 months later, and since that time he has reeled off 8 straight wins in what is a miracle comeback, and tonight wants to put another finishing touch, well, not actually a finishing touch, another touch on it to move upward for a possible world title fight against Roy Jones.
Well, can you believe he started as a pro in the lightweight division? He was rated at number 1, 132 pounds on the USA International Boxing Team. 112 as an amateur. Started boxing at the age of 7. Really got interested in it as a result of the Rocky movies at age 15. And Roberto Duran began boxing at 118 pounds. That's a bantamweight. Back in 1967.
When Pazienza was getting into boxing, he used to work out in his garage, and he had 2 posters on the wall. One poster of Muhammad Ali, the other poster, Roberto Duran. He says it's still on the wall. That's where he spars. Punches out the picture of Roberto Duran.
Punches the wall. Well, they wanted more jabs from him and more movement, and they're certainly getting it. Kevin Rooney said, get that left hand working. You know, in looking at this fight, they're stacking all the odds for Pazienza. This ring is a 19-foot ring, and it has no pad in it whatsoever. Pazienza, easy for him to move, to maneuver. And his father, Angelo, watched him set up this ring piece by piece to make sure that there was no padding or little padding put underneath this canvas. Angelo is in his corner, and so is Kevin Rooney.
Vinny, you're not jabbing enough. You're not jabbing enough. You got to shorten the hook up. The hook's good, but you keep going behind his head with it. You got to shorten up. You got to throw it short. Almost aim for his chest or his neck. You're coming long with it. Come short with it. Come short with the left hook and right hand. Straight right hand. Straight right hand. Okay. 6 inches. 6 inches.
I'll snap it.
A little more busy with the jab, so this guy can't steal any rounds.
He is getting very tired, just like you are. If you want to win, you better start throwing punches. I love you. Just keep hitting him.
Well, there's the first sense of concern in the corner of Roberto Duran, plus Kevin Rooney not particularly pleased with Pazienza.
Well, Duran is certainly not going to get any favors. He must get out there and work tonight. He's not exactly doing that. Pazienza's out-punching him, out-moving him, out-maneuvering him.
And this is the 5th round. This is the round in fight number 1 where Duran was able to get to Pazienza and become the first man to put Pazienza down on the canvas. What was a flash knockdown.
And is that why Pazienza is boxing here early part of this round? Kevin Rooney wanted Pazienza more jabs. He wants him to shorten up that hook, too. Bring it on the inside real tight. And straight right hand over the top, which has worked all night so far.
Duran gets a rise out of his fans. But in close, Pazienza beats him to that uppercut. In the first fight, Sean, it was an 18-foot ring. This is 19 feet. In the first fight, they were wearing 8-ounce gloves tonight.
10-ounce gloves, which is the traditional glove for the middleweight fighters. And 10-ounce gloves would favor one that does not have very much power, but a lot of speed. They would make a fighter that is slow even slower, like having rocks on your hand, big boulders on your hand. Those gloves get so heavy.
Consider the fact that in the first fight, tough through 7 rounds, but Pazienza winning it going away. Duran faded. He said in that fight, I only had 4 weeks to prepare for the fight. I was running for the Senate in Panama. I was going through all that. But in this fight, I've worked 9 weeks. I worked through Christmas. I knew what he had to do. He knew that this would probably go into later rounds, and he can't give away those kind of rounds. But right now, Duran does not look very speedy in there.
Not at all. He looks very slow and very befuddled. When you take, like Pazienza is doing, and move to your right, your opponent, the right-hander, has to reset. That's what's happening to Duran. You go around behind him. Duran really looking to land that big shot.
You know, his last fight, Duran weighed in. Again, the left, in and out. Now you see him, now you don't. Pazienza in control here in round number 5.
Oh, wow. How much different this fight is. Roberto Duran has slowed to a walk in 6 months.
Well, we saw Roberto Duran in October in his last fight against Heath Todd, against a guy who was in the Midwest circuit. And he was at 167 that night, and it really looked very slow. But then again, it was a fight. He knew what he had to do, and won really overmatched. Tonight it's different, and you can sense that in the corner.
Very tired, very tired. You need to throw the right hand over. Overhand right, and then with the left. Follow up with the left. You need to start hitting him above, and then an uppercut. Do you hear what I'm saying? He whispered in his ear, he is so tired. He is so tired. You need to throw a lot of punches. I am begging you, throw a lot of punches now.
And you just wonder which fight he's watching.
Yeah, well, he didn't want anybody to hear that he was so tired, so he whispered in his ear. But he heard it. Yep. And
well,
he is right.
Let me ask you, if Pazienza is tired, what is Duran?
He looks whipped. And Duran looks very aged here.
And he's very quiet right now in the convention center in Atlantic City. The rematch between Vinny Pazienza and Roberto Duran. This is the 10th fight in the most recent comeback for Duran. He's been staying very busy, keeps on fighting. I think for Roberto it's easier than training.
Oh, big overhand right.
He has not faced world-class opposition. He has been going in against carefully selected opponents, and the main priority is that the opponent is a non-puncher. But he has come out with the fighting desire, not going through the emotions. He's been giving the fans their money's worth. But tonight here against Pazienza, he's up against a world-class fighter who comes in with a priority on speed and quickness.
Yes, something that has always given Roberto Duran trouble. Vinny Pazienza says of his style that he is a better boxer than before his accident. He says, now I have more strength and more of a mover. When he changed weight divisions and went up to the super middleweight division, he became more of a boxer, using his speed. This is the kind of fighter he says he was as an amateur.
There you go, there you go. Now put back right away.
So much trouble making the 135 weight limit for him. Dehydrated a couple of times. Correct. Right hand that dehydrates Roberto Duran.
Roberto Duran has been stopped just twice in his career. That spans now 105 fights. Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard. There's also a stoppage against Pat Lawler, but that's a fight in which Duran injured his arm and could not continue. Now for a moment, it looked like Paz may have been holding on to the ropes, just trying to box Duran in. Paz walking away, Duran gets right up on him. There's a low blow by Duran, and it appears as if Pazienza looking to take a little bit of a blow.
Yeah, low blow from Duran, trying to control Pazienza, trying to slow him down, make him fight.
Pazienza still on the toes. Again, gets in, gets out. A lot of energy from Pazienza. But the question, can he finish? He is a whirling dervish in there.
Well, he finished strong back in June.
And he now has Duran even more so in his territory as this fight will move on to the 7th round. 6 rounds down.
All right, jump me. Look.
Not bad. You gotta be smart on the inside, baby. Be smart. Stay on the inside. Don't pull out. Don't pull out. He's counter punching with the right hand.
Okay.
But you're pulling out.
Halfway there.
You got that bad habit, man.
Well, they're worried about Vinny pulling out with the right hand, but Vinny Pazienza was scoring in that 6th round with his right hand. Smack. Roberto Duran falls into those punches, which adds to the power of Pazienza.
Keep your hands up on the inside.
I will.
Hands up on the inside, they want Pazienza.
And there seems to have been a lull presented here. The crowd just watching, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, I think both the fighters, too. Both of them are good counter punchers. A lot of times you got to wait for your opponent to throw a punch before you can counter it. Talking is now Vinny Pazienza talking to Duran.
And Duran, who does understand that.
Yeah, big right hand by Pazienza. He has found a home for that right hand. He has done well with that all night. He landed that right hand at will in their first fight.
Pazienza also coming over very sluggish performance. His last fight against Rafael Williams in November, another Panamanian fighter. And in that one, Paz went to so much of the showboating and Ledyard that even his fans seemed to turn against him. He won the unanimous decision, but most of the fans felt that Williams actually stole that fight.
I thought Pazienza won most of the fight for the last couple of rounds. Williams came on strong.
In the corner after the 6th, Duran's people told him that Pazienza is winning this fight and it's time to turn it on. And Pazienza getting stuck in the corner right now in range of Duran.
Yeah, Duran throwing hard punches but missing. It takes more out of a fighter to throw and miss than to throw and hit.
One of the amazing stories coming into this fight is the fact that Pazienza's broken neck is no story anymore. He was a passenger in a car that skidded across the highway and was rammed by an armed rushing car back in November of '91. 2 broken vertebrae, never was paralyzed. And he was once asked if coming back is part of the healing process. And he says, I didn't come back just to say that I could get back in the ring. I want to keep fighting and win a championship. A victory here tonight. They move him into that range with Ray Jones at ringside watching on. But that would be a major step up for Pazienza. Major. 10 seconds to go in the 7th round. 32-year-old Vinny Pazienza, 43-year-old Roberto Duran. I even saw 45-year-old Larry Holmes somewhere in the audience here tonight enjoying this fight.
Duran, as he came to the corner, told his corner, he keeps running from me. Now his corner began by telling him, that's why you got to keep throwing punches. You still have to go up. You still have to bring your punches up.
Tienes aire para sacar manos. No le pongas mente a nada. Saca las manos.
You need to quit holding back. You need to start throwing those hands. You need to put them in action. Come on, this is the time. This is the time. Well, you now are going to go in there and you are now going to start throwing punches. You hear me? You're the one that has the strength. You're the champion.
Well, that kind of settles it. I think he knows what he wants him to do.
Well, they're trying to convince Roberto of that, rekindle the flames. You know, after the first fight, when he knocked Pazienza down, we'd asked him, well, why didn't you move in then? Why didn't you finish him off, or at least attempt to? And Duran said, I just didn't have the wind there, that extra spark to finish the job, and he completely faded in the last 5 rounds. So things then do not look good for Roberto Duran. He has now entered the late stages of this fight. 5 more rounds to go, and this is where Paz came on in fight number 1. The age factor, really the factor late.
Really built up the rounds. The last half of their first fight. I have not given 1 round to Roberto Duran. I think he's followed Vinny Pazienza around this ring all night. He has been outpunched and outscored. Good crunching blow to the body and then over the top for Vinny Pazienza. This is what makes a fighter look old and slow. Speed. Oh.
Yeah, that's a slip by Pazienza.
Well, this is some of the water in his corner over there. That's Pazienza's corner. They put water on him to try to cool him down, and it's left on the canvas.
Hey, remember, through 8 rounds, it looked like Michael Moorer was ready to put George Foreman into retirement. So Roberto Duran has that Foreman inspiration, but his corner knows that he got to get into this. And Pazienza now ripping away the shots, upstairs, downstairs. Duran wants to get it into a brawl. Mark Bureau, our Duran translator here at ringside, just picked up what Duran whispered into Pazienza's ear. He says, "You punch another girl." Well, Pazienza says, well, continued punch, no matter which way. 30 seconds to go in the 8th.
A lot of girls can hit pretty good. Oh, good combination inside. You can't hurt me. Vinny Pazienza.
Straight right.
Yep. Punching at will. Every shot that Pazienza throws hits the mark. Duran says it doesn't hurt him, but these punches are scoring.
May not hurt him, but Pazienza is doing the score. The Convention Center in Atlantic City, it is packed tonight for Vinny Pazienza and Roberto Duran.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
And they're happy in the corner now.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Just like that. All night. All night. Wait that nose. Wait that nose. That's it. Beautiful.
Yeah, Vinny knows where he is in this fight. And he knows where he is on the inside throwing combinations. He's got Duran beat to the punch. Duran trying to throw the single shots. Pazienza, look at those combinations. Not much defense against those, even if you're not 43 years old. Big overhand right. It has been the whole story of this fight. Pazienza landing at will. Every punch that Pazienza puts out there lands. Duran looking for the one blow.
as was George Foreman. And Foreman got it. Duran still has some rounds to look for that shot. Pazienza never stop in a fight, with the exception of on one occasion on cuts.
Yeah, early in his career, his 15th fight in Italy against Abdelkader Harbi. Hardy.
Well, Pazienza is a guy who has fought through a double hernia in a fight earlier in his career. Has come back from an automobile accident, broken neck. Doctors told him, don't fight again, you may never walk again. So you're talking about a different creature here. Heart and Soul will be the name of the movie they're talking about, based on the life of Vinny Pazienza.
Oh yeah, this is a kid that sees the positive in everything, Vinny Pazienza. When they tell him, no, you can't, that's when he becomes more determined and he says, yes, I can.
Is there a risk he takes? Stepping in, coming off the broken neck. Says, well, this is what I want to do. If something happens, this is the way I choose to go out.
No, says Duran, you didn't hurt me. Unfortunately, that does not win points. Duran is just simply getting out-punched.
In control, Vinny Pazienza is fighting his fight. What are some of the things he has to watch out for?
Well, not much. Duran, he's got Duran following him around. He's got Duran staying at the end of his punches. He's got Duran who has missed so many shots that he's frozen. He's looking for the one punch. He's got Duran looking extremely slow. Much like the Todd Foster-Hector Camacho fight. Oh, good right hand. You know, these punches will take their toll.
Wow. And on this night, Roberto Duran looks very slow, looks every bit 43 years of age. Pazienza doesn't like the little extra at the end, but he's just wound up. Wants to get something started.
Steve Smoger stays on top of that, though. Steve Smoger, outstanding referee. Listen.
Yeah, that's it. No more.
Hey, you don't have to do that, Ben.
Tira, Robert, con ganas, okay? Tira, Robert.
Get him some water, quick.
He can give you some satisfaction. Just quickly.
You're winning the fight. Just keep, he's going now. He's going any minute now. You keep the pressure up. Come on. You can do it. Keep throwing the punches. Look at me. You know you can do it. Left, right, left. Keep the pressure.
And what is Roy Jones thinking about now?
I think he is licking his chops. I think he's thinking, wow. Vinny Pazienza brings something into that fight that he says Roy Jones has not seen, and that is the speed that Roy Jones has.
And it's exactly what Roy Jones really needs right now.
Yes.
Roy Jones could be, pound for pound, the most exciting fighter in the game today. The new super middleweight champion. And he's looking to define himself. It helps also to fight against a name fighter that brings something to the table in a promotion.
Yeah, you got to have a name. 2 names sell. Again, combinations and the movement. Duran, all kinds of problems. Now trying to apply more pressure is Duran, but Pazienza swings out of the corner. 65 KOs and 94 wins for Duran. The one thing about a fighter that has power, hands of stone, he didn't get that name for nothing. He can always end the fight. He can always turn it around.
Pazienza in and out. And I think this is the fight Pazienza expected in their first meeting in June.
Yeah, power rules in the sport of boxing, but speed beats power. You can't hit what you can't see. There was a right hand from Duran, didn't have anything behind it.
And Vinny, as you can see on his trunks, already promoting the movie Heart and Soul.
He's selling tickets up there too.
Roberto Duran, 21 world title fights.
Good left hook.
And a quick release by Pazienza. And he steps back to set up again. 30 seconds to go in the 10th. And you just know Pazienza could go all night. And Roberto Duran right now at the end of the rope.
Yeah, he is having a blast out there. Vinny Pazienza is doing everything that he wants to do without getting hit. He's got Duran following him around. Duran looking extremely old.
And hopping into the corner is Vinny Pazienza, plays to the crowd. He hears from them. And it's 10 rounds down, 2 to go.
Go ahead. Lean forward, lean forward. Get it on his neck. Put a little more on his neck. Right there. Beautiful. You look real good. 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 That's it. Just play with him now. Look for hard body shots. Just nothing. A little scratch. No, nothing.
There's nothing there.
Nothing.
Not a pinch. Not even a scratch.
Pot shot this guy now. Pot shot him. Pot shot him. You know what that means, right? Pot shot him. Pot shot him. Beautiful. You got it. You're the man.
Pot shot him. Let your punches go, he's telling him.
And you
go ahead and let him have it.
And the concern of Pazienza, you know, in these 2 rounds, too, he doesn't want to get cut.
Yes.
Several rounds he has asked his corner if he is cut. So he'll go in and out. I want to get into a slugfest now in what has looked to be a one-sided fight for Pazienza.
He doesn't want to get cut because of the interview for Heart and Soul. For the audition for that movie. Can't go in there with a cut.
Which part is he?
Yeah. You wouldn't look like a real thing if you had a cut.
And Duran knows now he's got 6 minutes to come up with a home run. And you start to think now, is this the last time we will be seeing Roberto Duran in the ring?
We said that 7 other times.
Marks on the face of Roberto Duran. Pazienza striking all night, in and out.
Yeah, it's been really a ball game. Pazienza throwing, Duran catching. And what they want for Pazienza to do, you heard him say pot shot him. Go ahead and let him have a little power. Let him beat that power. Now that Duran is way behind on the scorecards, test him a little bit. See how his mental focus is. Punches like that.
But Roberto Duran, wise, crafty, is just waiting for that one slip.
Sure he is.
That one slip, and he still has time. Just as George Foreman waited for that one slip from Michael Moore. That's all he needs. He put this man down before. The only man to do it. Inside the final minute, the illustrious record of Roberto Duran. This is 105th fight
Push you up.
A career that spans nearly 28 years. He won his first title from Ken Buchanan back in '72. Pazienza, 9 years old. Paz continues to move.
Yeah, all the trainers tell their fighters, if you're going to take a round off, take it off the next to last round so that you can come on real strong that final round. That's what Pazienza is doing here. Although he has been the one throwing the most punches throughout this round and throughout this fight.
Tonight, the hands of Stone looking more like the feet of Stone. But this still will go to a 12th and final round.
Todavía hay chance de noquear.
You still have a chance to knock him out. This is the last one. This is the last round.
Tienes que estar cerca de él.
You need to get close to him. The referee inserted. This is the last one.
¿Dónde está su mente? Salga a noquearlo, por favor.
You need to knock him out, please. Please, you have to knock him out. You have the strength to do it.
Tienes chance de tirar, de noquearlo.
You still have a chance to knock him out, but you need to get in close to him. You need to stay close. You need to throw the right hand to knock him out.
Well, Esteban Garcia has had a good workout over there himself. When he goes back to his corner, I hope he has somebody giving him instructions. Wow, a lot of instructions.
Yeah, words of desperation in the corner of Roberto Duran, trying to revive the former four-time world champion. 3 minutes to go, maybe 3 minutes left in the career.
Yeah, now Pazienza will be pouring it on this round. Duran's only hope is that Pazienza comes in pouring it on and Duran can catch him.
It's a miracle comeback of Vinny Pazienza, but Duran needs a miracle punch here on the 12th. His corner knows it, and he probably reluctantly accepts that fact.
Oh, heavy shots. That nice little left hook to the body will take away a fighter's overhand right. You hit him underneath that elbow.
1 minute gone by. 1 minute gone by for Roberto Duran. He's now left with that time to try to pull off a miracle.
34 minutes gone by for Roberto Duran. Oh, good combination from both fighters. Connecting upstairs was Duran. Oh, connecting upstairs is Vinny Pazienza.
First with the right, then with the left. And connecting low, both fighters. There Duran has Pazienza in close. Can he do anything about it?
Good.
And Steve Smoger, the referee, saying good. Happy that the two separated themselves. He's just not there. Duran has to halt that left.
And Duran, calm, patient, not acting like a man who thinks he's behind on the scorecard.
Paz has so much left in the tank. And Duran has been empty for a while.
Good
crowd now is stirring as we work down the final seconds. You know that Pazienza will want to finish with a flurry, and Duran counting down 30 seconds.
Big left hook, but that hurt the hand of Pazienza. The final round.
In the final 20 seconds, and he now is going to stay away, play it out, and deal with that later. In and out, 5 seconds to go. And Pazienza is very upset. And he has hurt the hand on one of the final punches of the fight with about 20 seconds to go.
Well, now he doesn't have to shake hands. He hurt his left hand.
He did what he had to do, and when he thinks ahead of the doors that may swing open now he has to contend with a possible hurt hand. We'll find out more about that in a little bit, as this one now goes to the cards. And Roberto Duran goes the 12, goes the distance with what appeared to be a lopsided affair.
But aged round by round. In that final round, such a dangerous round, especially when you're winning a fight. You come in and you hurt your hand, correct. And there he did. Oh, that hurt. Oh, right there, correct. Hit him right on the top of the head, and ooh, that smarts. Maybe broke a knuckle. Oh, he knows he's hurt too. So does Duran. Duran too slow, too deliberate, not able to hit Pazienza. There it is again. Ow, I can hear it from here. Oh, that hurts. One more, the left hook landed, and I think it did more damage to the hand of Vinny Pazienza than it did to the chin of Roberto Duran.
And Vinny Pazienza accepting the congratulations. Bill Caton with him now in the corner. Kevin Rooney guiding him through this 12 rounds. His major concern right now is the hand. He appears to have shaken it off. And we're ready for the decision. So let's go up into the ring. And here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Budweiser, New Contenders, Dillon Productions, and the Casino Association of New Jersey, we go to the scorecards. Joseph Pasquale scores the bout 116 to 112. Tim Figley has it 117 to 111. And Deborah Barnes scores it 118 to 110 for the winner. And now the IBC Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Vinny Pazienza.
And Pazienza wins the rematch in easier fashion, although that's a little closer than you had anticipated.
Surprising, 116 to 112, 117 to 111, 118 to 110. I look at that and I can't see where Roberto Duran won any of the 12 rounds. He didn't do enough to win any of the rounds. And Pazienza outpunched him.
Yeah, that's what Pazienza was thinking about in the first fight. Why even some people looked at it as being controversial. So Pazienza wins it, his 40th victory in his career against 5 defeats. A little later, we'll find out about his hands. Vinny should be joining us at ringside. So should Roberto Duran. And he looks ahead now to a possible fight with middleweight champion Roy Jones. And Pazienza will move up to another level of fighter if he steps in the ring with Roy Jones. So let's send it up to Bill McAtee right now, and then we'll rejoin here at ringside with Roberto Duran.
All right, Al, thank you very much. Almost from the opening bell, this one belonged to Vinny Pazienza. Throughout the fight, Pazienza out-quickened and out-punched the 43-year-old Duran. That was evident here in the 12th round. Pazienza landed the combinations all night long, then would load up with the right hand. Duran never threatening the Tasmanian Devil. It went 12 rounds, but Pazienza retains his IBC World Super Middleweight title with an overwhelming unanimous decision over Roberto Duran. And let's take a look, though, what happened at the end of the fight when Pazienza hurt his hand. And you could see it in his face as it happened. The grimace. There were only about 15 seconds or so remaining in the fight. Pazienza, for the most part, content to run from Duran. But Roberto Duran, at the age of 43, clearly outmatched tonight against Vinny Pazienza. Let's go back down to ringside and Al Albert, Sean O'Grady, guys.
Thank you, Bill. And we have Roberto here along with Louis DeCubas. I know you were
not happy with the decision in fight number 1. What was your opinion of the decision in this fight?
Sabes que tú no estabas contento con la primera pelea, con la decisión. ¿Qué tú crees de esta pelea, decisión de esta pelea?
Esta vez yo creo que me pasé mucha condición y me debilité un poco los brazos.
He says that he thinks it's a little bit, he overtrained a little bit hard for this fight, and his arms felt real weak in the fight.
Were you having trouble with the speed, and why?
Estaba teniendo problemas con la velocidad, ¿y por qué?
No quería mover mucho más rápido, pero no podía, me sentía amarrado.
He says, you know, he wanted to move a lot quicker, but he couldn't. He was just like all tied up.
Para mí le dan doping a él.
He says he's using some type of, you know, substance or something because, you know, he's just, you know, using something, you know.
Why? Why were you having trouble tonight?
Él no es un hombre natural peleando. Si fuera un hombre natural cambiaría su tren de pelea.
He says, you know, he's not a natural type of a guy. He doesn't have no set train of fighting. You know, something's going on.
Do you think you came in here tonight with the wrong kind of fight plan?
Tú viniste aquí con un plan más de pelea.
Sí, yo pensaba venir mucho más rápido y mucho más fuerte, pero no sé, me debilité. Puede ser que el cuerpo de él me cansó.
He says, yeah, he thought he was going to be a lot quicker and stronger. Maybe his body got him a little bit
Yo
tired.
quería mover mucho más rápido, pero no podía.
He says he wanted to move a lot quicker, but he couldn't.
Where does Roberto go from here?
¿Qué tú vas a hacer ahora?
Nada, todavía voy a pensar lo que voy a hacer, pero yo todavía no me voy a retirar.
He says he's not going to retire, and he wants to keep, you know, just keep going.
No me sentí fuerte, eso es todo.
He just didn't have a good fight. That's all.
Is there any chance of you actually reassessing when you take a look at this tape? For the first time, Roberto, you look very slow. You look 43 years old, going on an older age. This does not look like the Roberto Duran who wants to be in the ring anymore.
Él dice que por la primera vez ves un hombre de 43 años que no debes estar peleando, que te ves un poco lento arriba del ring.
Digo, yo sé que me vi lento. Yo mismo me sentí lento cuando yo estaba rápido.
He says he himself knows he was a little slow tonight, you know.
Why do you think it's just tonight, and that it would be any different if you return?
Puede ser el peso de él que me cansó también.
He says it might have been his weight or something that got him a little bit tired. You know?
So if you continue, what are the fighters you would now like to fight? Do you reassess?
Con él mismo yo quisiera pelear a Chávez, porque yo me voy a tocar para mucho.
He says he'd like to fight him again because he won the first fight. He'd feel like to fight again.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, and maybe we'll see you that next time. Okay. Roberto Duran and Sean O'Grady. You wonder sometimes what fight was he watching?
Yeah, like I said, I did not give around Roberto Duran. I thought he had the wrong fight plan going into this. He entered this ring without thinking that he needed to contend with the speed of Vinny Pazienza. And Vinny Pazienza is a man that is extremely fast. He will outpunch anybody who tries to outpunch him.
And a man who had a workout tonight through 12 rounds, Vinny Pazienza, has now joined us, and Roberto Duran says he wants
to... cutie pie.
Hey, good.
Roberto Duran says he wants to fight you again.
Another day in the office. Well, I can't believe it. I mean, I wanted to congratulate him after the fight. You know, I mean, this might be his last fight. It's a sad day for boxing. You know, I respect the guy. He just said a lot of things about me that I don't think he should have said. Now he's going to take up, he should go try and take up golf or something like that.
First question.
He's still a tough sucker. Hit me with some hard shots. There ain't too many guys who can hit harder than him. You know, but I can take it. You know, there's a couple times I let him hit me just to see if I could handle it or not. Yeah, it's hard. Good thing I did my sit-ups, Al.
Yeah, Vinny, you heard the scores. Were you surprised that he won any of the rounds?
I didn't even hear the scores, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, they gave him some of the rounds.
One judge had it 116 to 112, a little closer than we had anticipated.
I thought I won just about every round, but he was there. You know, he was there the whole time. I hit him with some shots that would have knocked some walls down. Believe me, I felt it through my whole body. He sucked it up and he didn't blink.
Tell us about the left hand. With 20 seconds to go, you seem to hurt that. How was that feeling?
The injury that I had in training, I pulled a cartilage on my rib. You know, it's amazing that this fight came off. If I didn't dislike him so much and I wasn't getting paid so goddamn much money, I might not have pulled this one off.
So you hurt your...
I made it that far. He was hitting me with hard body shots. I pulled a cartilage on my rib. That's painful, you know?
So it wasn't the hand?
No, it wasn't my hand. I threw a shot and it just yanked off again, I guess. But, you know, now I'll take a little time off and it'll heal. It'll be no problem. I take a good body shot. I take a good shot all over. We'll wait and see what happens next. I want to take a little break. Seems like I haven't stopped training since I got the halo off my head, you know what I mean? So I need a little break.
You never stop training, though, do you?
No, I say that I'll go on vacation and I'll end up working out in the hotel, you know. but that's just the way that I live.
You have Roy Jones watching you here at ringside. Can you bring us up to date of whether there will be a Pazienza Jones fight?
Oh yeah. There'll be a Jones Pazienza fight. I think it'll be a great fight. He's the best in the world right now. He's pound for pound. He's the man. I'll take him on. I ain't afraid. That's for damn.
Well, tell me, what level do you step up to now going against a Roy Jones? This is a completely different level, fighting a 43-year-old Robero Duran.
You know, Al, when I step in there with anybody, nobody takes me lightly. They know they're coming to war, because I'm not going nowhere. I'm there till the end. And with Roy Jones, when he steps in the ring with me, if anybody thinks that's a joke, that's a walkover, they better wake up and sniff the coffee, because nobody gets over on me.
What kind of fight do you see developing if you step in against Roy Jones? What do you think it would look like?
Oh, I'll be all over the place. You know what I mean? I'll be all over the place. He'll be seeing an intensity that he's never saw. And, you know, if he can handle it, he is the best pound for pound in the world.
You had mentioned that you think you could knock him out.
Yes, I do. I don't think he can knock me out, but I think I can knock him out. If I hit him with some of the shots I hit Duran with, he would have went. When I was hitting Duran, it was like I was hitting an old redwood tree, one of those big round oak trees. Just, you know, wouldn't budge. He's got a thick base and a big ugly head.
Let me sum it up. Al,
Bill Caton, ladies and gentlemen.
is tougher and faster than Jones. Believe me, he is tougher and faster.
Bill has done a wonderful job. I'm proud to be with him. I got a great team. Kevin Rooney has been excellent. My dad, all these Paz maniacs, I love them.
Well, we'll let you go out and celebrate.
Okay.
Congratulations
Thank
tonight.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Vinny Pazienza.
Mom, I'm okay.
If she was only watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that wraps it up. Vinny Pazienza with the victory. And let's go up to Bill.
All right, Al.